Hello everyone, welcome back. We're doing it. I've caught him off guard. Came in like a mole from the side, attacked you. You've been comboed, Slacks, immediately. That's it. That's the intro. We're back. It's another Dead Air podcast.
Damn.
Slacks is back in the building. Bro, it's nice to have you back, mate. It's been a couple months. I think it's been, about a year and a bit or something like that since we last sat down.
It's been a minute. I mean, back then we were talking about, I don't like these new patrons. I don't like all this. The game is a completely different game now. Luckily, we have you and your boys keeping us updated, so thank God, because I would never know anything. I still just play Abrams every single game, so it doesn't matter to me. The only way I know about anything is your channel, so thank you, Jacky. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, bro. It's all right, your reading comprehension's up there. You've been slapping people with a book, making sure they're getting the library liberties dealt with. It's good, though, bro. I appreciate it. It's always nice, obviously, to talk to another wordsmith on the podcast and lay down some lyrical verbiage so we can get a bit of our thoughts out there. So we'll step right into it, mate. Like you say, I remember that conversation, bantering about the patron voices when they were changed, and we were both like, I don't know, I like the way they were so ethereal and weird. Look what we've got now, dude. Look what we literally have now. It's mental, isn't it? The sheer leap from that point to now. It feels like it's been, I don't know. It's like we've got a whole different console generation, and we're both sort of
absolutely
young whippersnappers. It's wild.
I mean, bro, we got Mr. Krabs. I mean, things are crazy right now. All right, things are cooking. It's fantastic. And extremely crazy updates that they've been coming out in this game, and you can tell the Valve love and passion. They're just doing shit because they think it's cool and they want to do it and they think it's neat. Remember when the Hidden King came out and the zip line in the mid was slower? They didn't give a fuck. They're just like, we like the way that guy looks. Doesn't matter. Cool. Deal with it. I love it. I love that they just want to do stuff to do stuff. All right? We don't have any, community saying, please give us Jetpack Cat. We don't give an F about Jetpack Cat, all right? Every single thing that they add to this game is Jetpack Cat. It's horrible. I love it. Yes, very cool. And, updates, of course, are on my mind a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to new heroes. I'm sure grinders like you are fully integrated. They're not new to you anymore. Victor's still new to me, bro. But it's really cool seeing how Deadlock is progressing.
Man, it is wild. It is absolutely ridiculous, right? I think, what's the crazy thing is it's like already in that sentence, right? And that kind of explanation, you get so much where it's like, dude, there is so many nuggets of random things that anyone will pick out from this major update where it's like, they did just bury so much different stuff into it, right? Like, we've got a new game mode, all the new reworks, the visual designs. Also, it feels like we've hit another one of those points where Valve are basically just like, right, okay, well, we've done enough of a big one that we're just going to ship loads of stuff and not tell anyone and make everyone think they're schizo, right? So it's like you wake up.
Don't care.
No, exactly. You wake up some days and I sit there, bro. It's the worst for me as well, right? Because I have aphantasia. It's like I have no visual memory. So when you close your eyes, like most people would be like, you imagine Mo and Krill. Can you see his little whiskers? Can you see his little hat? Right? But obviously for me, it's just pitch black. Like, there's just nothing.
Really?
Yeah, unless it's in front of me, there's just nothing. It's like the opposite of Fantasia.
That's fascinating.
It is a weird one, right?
That's really cool.
But then Valve abused me.
That's great if you ever see something horrible.
Yeah, true. Just delete it.
In the locker room, you see something you weren't meant to see, and then it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
So that must be nice.
When I miss a dynamo, it's completely fine. I just forget about it. It's just like, right, but that didn't happen. Just move on. I didn't see it, so it's not real. But that's how they trick me, mate, because I'll sit there and I'm staring at, walls where it's just like, okay, I'm pretty sure this picture was slightly smaller and a different color a day ago, But no one else is thinking this. Slacks. It's like my brain is, at this point, compounding with too much Deadlock, and I literally sit there. I'll just be comparing visually. I'm like, right, I don't have any reference, but I'm almost certain they've changed that animation slightly. It becomes a real pain. It's a weird sort of, timeline to live in. It's fine, mate. I'm a glutton. I'm a glutton for the Deadlock patch note pain. It sets me right for the day.
Very sweet for me. I love it. I walk in, you go to a Sinners, and then you're like, This room is now a room. It has decorations.
Yeah.
That's cool. It wasn't like that yesterday. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I mean, it is kind of weird. Most games would tell people about things. You know, even small visual changes should be noted. But yeah, Valve just doesn't give a hoot. I mean, we're signed on for alpha, beta, whatever the hell it is. We're not allowed to complain. That's what my pubs tell me when I beg them to push their lane. Sorry, no complaining. Lose now. So yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's on you. It's kind of BM, right? Because that is the easy out. It's like, what are you doing this for, bro? Why you try hard? And it's just an experimental playtest. You just sat there like, no, it's not. It's been 4 years. Like it's been
value my
time. Exactly. This 40 minutes of my life, I need to win. Please, Simon. Please, McGuinness. Like, why are you not at the end? Oh man.
Oh, but I've given that life up though. I don't. I tried. I got good. I got back to what was it? What's the second highest rank?
What are we looking at? Is it Oracle and then Eternus? Or is it... No,
oh God,
what is
Oracle. My God. No
what is it called,
listeners.
bro?
I think it is Eternus, I believe.
It's pre-Eternus, though,
I don't
right?
remember.
If it's not... Well, Eternus is
the second highest.
That's what I mean.
Phantom.
There's something else. There's something after. Ascendant. There we go. Okay, similar word. Similar word, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I clawed up, so I stopped playing for a bit, and then I got put into, like, I don't even know, I don't even want to read the rank. It was like a candle or something, and as soon as I saw, my eyes started hurting. So then I just grinded up, I tried to get good, and then I got back to Eternus, so I said, okay, I can still be okay at this game. I played with this guy, this asshole, no offense.
All right.
Quinn Dota, you ever hear of this guy? This
No,
Quinn guy?
But he sounds lovely.
What a piece of shit, all right? This is like an 8-time TI second placer. He's just an esports player. The guy's just a grinder. I'm in like his first 3 games of Deadlock. He's tried it out. He's like, I really like this. I was like, oh, I'll play with you. Let's do it together. Let's rise together. This guy's a pro gamer. That mother effer is the highest rank you can get in Deadlock right now, and he left me. He just left me. I was like, yeah, you can be my carry, and I'll be your support. He's like, And he's grinding like 15 games a day.
Oh, man.
Played like a month, and he's already the highest rank. What the hell? But yeah, those pro gamers, man, that ain't me anymore. So yeah, I'm back in the poopers, just grinding, having a fun time, not trying harding too much anymore. Thank God.
Oh man,
I know the
vibes. I know the vibes. No, it's hard. It is hard. I mean, honestly, it's one of those where like I'm sweating so many games a day, but it still feels like it's you never have enough time. You know, you got to weigh up your life options of like, okay, do I make a video today, or do I sit there and play Deadlock? Where do I eat in this weird ball that is the Deadlock grind? I know the feeling though as well, dude. I've had friends come over. There's a good friend of mine, SEO, basically. He used to played a little bit of professional league back in the day. No, everyone gets upset when I mention league because obviously it's just it's all the Dota head. Shout out, boys. Glad you're enjoying the show. Okay. It's a perfect podcast. We
all make mistakes.
Yeah, I know. Live and let learn. Live and let learn.
That's
it's
right.
fine. They're allowed to make their mistakes. They've got Deadlock now. But yeah, obviously, like he used to play a lot of league, and then he was a professional CS player, so he's kind of got a good blend of the skill sets you'd want, right? He's always been a smart guy, very quick at sort of analysing when he should go in, and I can tell, like, when I'm playing with him, it's like having Rain Man on your team, because it is. Every instance, you know, it's just like he knows we're in lane, that wave, the second it starts, he's assessed everything, and he's just like, right, well, the banner troop dies first now. We've got that 8 second of healing to play with across the troopers. Boxes in 2.4 seconds, guys. And I can see the cogs turn the entire time. It's like, well, this is amazing. I just don't have to think, you know? It's like, let's just, like, I'll just switch off and just play like a Mouse 1 hero. Let's just enjoy this one. It's nice, man. But yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy getting the games back in, a bit of Deadlock. Have you been brawling, though? I've seen everyone's back in for the Brawl, brother.
I am a big brawler. This is something I do want to talk about, especially on this podcast here today. Okay. Brawl is so amazing because it is one of the best ways to onboard people into the game. Now, in my opinion, Deadlock has a huge problem. It's very hard, much like Dota is very hard. And much like Dota, Valve doesn't really give a fuck if you think it's too hard. No offense. There's like zero support system. In fact, they're actively trying to screw you. They're like, new players, let's put you in an Eternus lobby. I'm sorry, you can't derank. Keep going until you never want to play again. They keep putting, Yoshi writes one sentence, fix the matchmaker today. You go in there, there's 4 people that have never played before. This is not fixed. Is this fixed? Am I new? Yeah. Their number one problem is, people are very interested in the game. They played the game before. They love the game. The matchmaker is an ass. It is horrific. Still, this is the number one topic last time I was on.
Yeah,
Valve's matchmaker is dog. But they don't care because it's an alpha. You're not allowed to complain. Deal with it. However, much like Dota's system, where Valve purposely just wants you to be miserable with the world's worst matchmaker. Smurfs. Who cares? Let them go. Let them in. 30 accounts for everybody. Yippee! Game modes like this are what keep this game alive. Back in the day, for Dota, they used to do stuff like Agnum's Labyrinth. They used to do these custom PVE modes.
Yes.
Sweet, little nuggets. These nugget games are perfect for getting people to learn the game, play the game, enjoy the game, get addicted to the game. It's this kind of stuff that keeps these games alive because it's your introduction. That's how I started in this world. I bought a PC so I could play Dire Tide in Dota, which was like a PvP PvE game. Yeah. So, to me, something like Street Brawl is such an incredible addition to Deadlock. It's a way to bring people in. I mean, I get pissed off playing Dota. I go and play Street Brawl. I can lose like 10 of those. They're little nuggets. I don't care. Yeah, who cares? So it's fantastic. What are your thoughts on it? Would you like to see more? Do you think that it's good? Do you think it's a waste of time?
No, I think it's sick. Very similar to you. I'm of a same sort of mindset where it's, dude, like I remember explaining to people even sort of the logical progression of how I got into even Counter-Strike, right? It was like basically you spent the first like 2,000 hours playing random mini games. It was just like, I'm playing Surf, I'm playing Zombie Mod, like, and that kind of taught you the mechanics in a fun way where you didn't realize you were learning, right? And then when your friends like, hey man, you want to try some pugs? And you're like, oh, I don't know, is it safe? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like, oh, I've never done it before. My mum said it's dangerous. I was like, no, try some competitive, brother. You know, and then you're hooked. But it was the same thing, like with Dota as well, dude. I remember it was the little it's like the tower defense style seasonal Christmas modes. Right?
Exactly.
Well, that was unreal. I had my friend Tom.
So
he'd always play. Yeah, he'd be like, bro, it's the Christmas event. Like you got to get on. Be there grinding for thousands of hours, just, you know. And it made you want to play Dota, but then I just played a shit ton of ability draft because I was like, well, I like this game. I'm just, you know, mentally deficient right now to understand it, but I'll get there.
I'm just dog shit. Yeah. It's fun.
Exactly.
Speaking of Christmas mode, though, can we talk about this? What is wrong with these devs? They come in, they're like, here's our Christmas thing. Play heroes you've never done before. That's what don't do that. That's not a game mode. That's misery. All right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to play 15 games on Yamato. I'm never going to be good at Yamato. Please don't make me do this. I lost every single one. I have one ornament, one Abrams on my tree.
Just the one.
No, I can
the saddest time.
All right, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yes, these alternate game modes are so impactful. Not just for like game longevity, but also for like grinders that love your original game. It's so nice to be able to have like quote unquote casual mode. Now that they took out ranked, which I think was a horrible decision. But what can you do? I mean, they just didn't apparently have the matchmaker for it. But yes, having like a casual mode where you can try new things, it's such a genius mode because it makes you try new things, which I think is fantastic. I wish Dota had a game like this. I don't know half the items in Dota. I really don't know any items in Deadlock. And then you're like reading about this soul burn thing's pretty good, surprisingly. But yeah, it's so creative, so fun. Huge ups for the team doing that for sure.
Yeah, I think they nailed it because, like you say, man, it's just you can easily go into it and kind of, you know, it's a matter if you want to just try a new hero. And I think one of the smartest things they did as well is the fact that it's like it doesn't really factor in rank. It's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna lose any elo. So it's just like people will play, right? Because obviously, like you say, it's stressful sometimes. You come in from work, especially, you know. I've seen people that say to me like, "Oh, I don't want to play Deadlock, but I love the game because when I get home from like a 9 to 5, it's just if I lose like a 40-minute game, I'm I'm sad. You know, and it's like, all right, I get it. But obviously, you play a few street brawls, brother. You're chill. You're going to be ready for the next day of work. Even if you lose, you're still happy. You've had fun. Yeah. And it's just also that genius dilution, I think, of this new era of Deadlock we've gotten into. It feels like, you know, something changed. We've got this new format of how heroes are going to be for the future. We've got this sort of stamp of this is Deadlock now. You know, what we thought it was, it never was. This is Deadlock. You know those albums you used to get, Slacks, where it's like a collection of the greatest hits that year? Now, that's what I call Deadlock, you know?
This is it.
Yeah, it's printed.
Taylor Swift Era 5.
Exactly.
All right? This says Deadlock 5.
She's on the front cover, dressed as Abrams, and she's saying, this is it. This is it. It's here. But yeah, it's just so good, dude. It's really cool how I think we've just hit a precipice of, like, looks good, smells good. And like you say, it teaches you stuff now in a way that isn't sort of explicitly shown as education. And again, I agree with you, mate. For Valve, it's impressive because even the tutorial still doesn't teach you anything about the game, you know?
No.
So it's like, all right, we're getting somewhere though.
I mean, Valve is, in my opinion, the best dev for video games out there, but they have some huge problems. All right, number one, they are so good at characters, lore, story, like atmosphere. Absolutely blow it out of the park. Gameplay, absolutely incredible. Community management and match fixing, horrifically dog shit. There is no game in the world where you can just go in and type the N-word whenever you want, except for a Valve product. What the hell is wrong with you guys? What year is it? You can't do this stuff. They don't give a shit about Smurfs. They don't give a shit about boosters. They don't give a shit about match fixing. Really bad, but as somebody who loves them, as somebody who is a fanboy, and then general upkeep of gaming, a lot of their kind of thing is, you know, let the fans do it, let them handle it, which is great. But sometimes fans do need their hands held, so the freedom that they give is good. It also takes away a little bit, but right now Deadlock is just in its super prime, where you can tell that every single person that is working on it is so passionate about it. But they're passionate in the ways that they want to be passionate about, whereas the things that they don't usually give a hoot about are still things they don't give a hoot about, which is fair enough. Nobody's perfect. And if I could take it any way, have great match fixing on, like, High Guard, I don't give a shit. That game sucks. So who cares? So yeah, I'll take what I can get. But having a step like Street Brawl is such a great way in the right direction. And I feel like they know what we want. They know what the fans want, and it's just time to get there. Yeah. However, I do have a big thing to debate with you.
Oh, okay. What have you got for me, Slacks?
The community has been clawing and begging for draft.
Okay.
Personally, I'm going to take a stance on this. I wonder what you think.
Ooh.
I think it's a horrible idea. I love it as it is right now. And I could go into it, but what do you think?
Okay. You know what's weird? I feel like whenever we have these little chats, bro, it's like a little blip in time where for some reason we've been pondering similar thoughts the whole time. And then we get this brief period to delve into it. I remember we both had that brain blast about like having secondary sets of weapons for all the heroes last time where you could rotate, right? Mate, I've been on the same hype. I've been explaining this to Daisy. She's telling me we're going to get draft. It's going to come in. It's going to make the game even better. I'm sat there and I'm like, you know what? I think the whole game has been built around this idea of, you know, it was pick free. Now, if you're in a party of four, you're going to pick four. But I like this idea of the card system. I think especially until it's literally like a competitive mode, you're at a LAN or you're at an event. Yeah. I don't think we need the old school draft format. I also just don't think we have enough heroes yet. I just don't think it's worth it for what it is. Like, yeah, you could change the weighting a bit, Slacks. I think so in terms of like the comps, maybe in general, it has a little bit more of like, okay, they need a little bit more of this, have a bit more pick, have a bit more frontline, something like that, right? But I do like the idea of just, you pick free. These are the heroes you're proficient or comfortable in playing. Good luck, enjoy. Right. It's up to the server. I think that works. I think that's Deadlock in a way.
Wow. I can't believe it. You're the first person I've talked to that feels the same way I do. I really, really think that it's a problem with agency. One of the worst things in the world of Dota 2, which is a very draft-heavy game, it is like rock, paper, scissors for the first part, and if you screw that up, you're going to have a really hard time in a traditional MOBA. League of Legends, all their characters are the same, so it's not really a big deal, and you can only pick 4 of them. But in Dota, it's a big deal. Now, in Deadlock, I really think that players want agency. They want to be able to say, I know I'm going to pick this guy, and this guy will not be in the game, and I'm smarter than that. But at the same time, agency can backfire because we do not have separated ranked and casual modes. Like, right now, if I got into this game and they had a draft system, all it would do is piss me off. Because I would see, like, why are you picking the worst character in the game right now? And I'm picking the best character in the game right now, according to 15 websites and stuff. And it's that agency that you've, like, let me down. Right now, there is no, like, player is at fault system. You get on a team with a Vindicta and with a Grey Talon and with a Doorman, you're like, let's make it work. Yeah. And that's such a powerful feeling to go into a multiplayer game and say, this guy did not mean to screw us. Let's make it work. Let's band together and be a team. And it's completely different when you have a system where you're allowed to do stuff and someone just wants the dopamine hero, you know? They want number go up hero, like Pudge, a traditional famous example in the world of gaming. Everybody wants to play Pudge every game because number go up, land hook, make dopamine, I happy.
Me chin chopper. Have I got juice on my chins? No, it's draft.
But in Deadlock, there's like taking away that agency from players makes a less toxic environment, straight up, in my opinion. And I think that's fantastic. Now, when they do come out with ranked, I think not only should they have draft, but it should be very, serious and all that stuff, but that's that kind of environment. I think the anti-toxicity measures in that are so good, and it's one of the reasons I love Deadlock. I can't get too mad at my teammates for griefing, the picks. Yeah. So I'm against it, personally. I genuinely am against it. I think it's great as is. But I know there's a lot of people that want to get serious about it. I don't know, the Valve approach. Go make your own league, baby. Go make a league.
That's what I mean. I think that's the bit that sort of confused me, because I think it's obviously kind of... I see a lot of people that obviously have gotten into Deadlock where it's like it's their first Valve title in a lot of instances. A lot of younger people, right? You've got a lot of sort of players that even now in the professional scene are coming up from like the year 2000 onwards. And that's kind of crazy, right? When it's like, right, obviously in CS2 and in CSGO, like we were getting that second sort of younger generation of players that were coming in. But it feels like Deadlock is that on another level, where you have people that have come over from previous titles, but a lot of them are just endemic sort of, this is it, this is my first big title, I'm going to be playing this for the next 10 years, I love this game. And it's weird, sort of the difference of it, where you kind of look at it in those sort of positions, mate, and I think we don't need to follow in these kind of trends of previous MOBAs or previous things. I think Deadlock's at its best when it does go right when everyone else would go left, and I like that. I've been having these weird thoughts, right? So I'll ponder this one for you. Deadlock, right? What it is, I've come to realise, Slacks, it is, up to its name, Deadlock in every way, right? Okay, so it's the evolution of it. Think about this. It's the marketing campaign, okay? Like, small room, Abrams is in the back, light comes on, and it's just like the evolution. And then the lanes, we've got the 3 lanes on screen, right? Those lanes are each individual deadlocks, obviously, depending on wave priority, because then it's not a deadlock anymore. But it will be, because when the next wave comes around, we do it again. You see what I mean? They put it in the title. It's already right there. But it's the fact that, you take all the classic elements of MOBA, and then they put that different spice where I feel like it's so much more in-depth in a lot of ways that people don't realize on the surface level, right? Of how much stuff you have to do at the right time. It's like the ultimate ADHD game, but it wants you. This is the trick. It wants you to keep your brain turned on. And I think that's the crazy bit about Deadlock, where it just feels like it's so bloody fluid, it's so bloody good at its current point especially, where you kind of just want to go through the motions and enjoy those sort of elements. And I think taking away just like, I'm going to pick my 3 heroes, game's going to decide what I play, I kind of have some control over it, but it's a bit more fair, it's a bit more fun. You kind of figure it out with your team, right? I think those sort of elements in the way it works like this makes it all so much better. I think if we go over to these sort of more boiled down systems, explain things a lot more, kind of make it a bit more clean cut, and the 1%, sort of the Counter-Strike approach of like has to be hyper competitive every game, I think we're going to lose the twick, bro. I think it's going to lose some element of it. I think it needs this little flavor of like, it is a MOBA, it's hyper competitive, but it also does it quirky, Deadlock's a bit like awkward. He's like, all right, I'll throw something crazy out there, have 5 supports, enjoy.
I mean, you're completely right. And gamers will always default to doing the most boring thing that's the most successful. Like one tricks. I fall to this 100%. I play like 3 heroes. I love them. And I just go, go, go. I would have so much more fun if the game would not let me do that. If it just like said, hey, you're going to be dog shit. You're going to play a random hero, just like kind of street brawl style. I mean, that's fantastic. And it is a really good way to keep... And I'm going to say a word that is kind of a no-no in my community, but not so bad here, is keep casual play fun and good.
Yes,
I think Deadlock's biggest issue right now is that people's intentions when loading up into a match, because there's only one game mode, is a mix between hyper casual and then hyper like focused, and then new people are tortured by being put in a turnus and unable to leave. I don't know. I still don't know why, but whatever. So it's like this mixture where some guy on your team really wants to win, really wants to try hard. All he plays is haze every single day, and some guy's like, "What a turnus do?" I mean, excuse me, what did Furnace do? Make fire? And that's like his, I don't know. I mean, that's how it is. So it's this butting heads where Overwatch and a lot of different games really got this wrong. They're like, let's focus more into esports. Let's focus more into that super focus. Don't do that. Like, casual game, what it should be is fun. That's why TF2's been around for 20 years. Random crits and shit like that. Like, yeah, you could make it super try hard, or you could just make it fun and enjoyable. And people that want to try hard, they can make something else to do that. So that's my opinion, coming from the most try hard game in the world. You don't have to go that direction. And as we brought back, Street Brawl is one of those ways.
Yeah.
I will say, though, when they release Deadlock V1, we are done. This game would absolutely explode with a PVE event coming out.
Yes.
Like, if we were in New York, like, fighting against something as a team against bots, Valve is so good at making these, and something like that where you could just learn characters, go in, have fun with your friends against something is incredible for a V1. So please do that. I mean, Street Brawl is great, but PvE, that's where people really get sunk into the games like this.
Well, that's the next step that's logical in my mind as well, right? Where it just feels like you do appeal to all the different sort of types of people then, where it's like, look, we've got a couple sort of fun game mode offerings for player versus player. You've got ranked, you've got standard matchmaking, whatever else we're going to throw in for free. It's a bonus deal. And then that little offering where it's like, you know, give a little few segments, few tastes for the people that just enjoy the culture of the game. Because it's already, it's booming out of control. And I was saying this before, and I was talking to Gabe Fuller, and I was just like, mate, the crazy thing is, right, it's like obviously in CS, what do? He's like, oh, I'm gonna put like a condom over my head. Now I'm one of the agents. That's like the only Counter-Strike cosplay. That's the go-to every time. Either that or it's like, okay, I have put on a combat vest. Enjoy. Deadlock, right? It's like you've got that Dota flavor where it's like people love the game because they can just dress up. Even we've just been dressing up because it's like, damn, dude, these characters look sick, right? It's like I want to dress up as them. It's fun. And I think if you did give people like that just enjoy existing in the world of Deadlock a little like single player taste, like maybe the tutorials, like you're walking down the street to the hideout, you take out some gangsters as Wraith, something like that, right? Then you give them just one, I don't know, man, you've literally got like the Risk of Rain guys. Like if you just sent them in
of course,
and said make Deadlock Risk of Rain, and poked them with a stick, we could get Deadlock Risk of Rain. And that would just, you know, blow everyone out of the water. That's all we need.
I mean, it is. And making something like that elevates the multiplayer to such a high degree. And again, Valve has been doing this for 20 years with Dota 2. They've been making these little events. Well, they used to. Kind of stopped now. But at the time, such a great way to get people in and excited for it. But I would like to transition, though, to other topics. All right. Let's talk about, this is a hard question for you, Jacky. Which was better? The first batch of new heroes in the voting or the second? Stylistically. Not gameplay.
Ooh, okay.
Stylistically. All right. What did you prefer?
You know what's hard about it is the fact that I feel like for me it's just that Dorman clears so drastically higher than anything else.
No Dorman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's in his own little realm, right? Okay,
he's
so it's
such
like
a goat.
Dorman realm. He's up here. He will remain. So he's peaked. honestly, I think he's probably the most fleshed out concept and sort of kit interplay of a hero, visually and sort of from how it feels from a lore standpoint, that we've gotten since the original batch. But if I had to compare the two, I do actually think overall, the new batch, especially once they've had a bit more time to cook, like all their animations are finished, the models change a little bit more, I think they've kind of nailed it, dude. I feel like the new batch is what we need. This is like the template now for what we should do for the rest of the heroes. I'm talking, go back in, fix them up a bit. Same with Daisy before, like change the older stuff around what we've been given. This should be now sort of the, the printing press to go off of Slacks. I think this was it, this batch.
I have to agree with you. I think that Doorman excluded because he's the GOAT of any design, such everything. But I was super impressed with round 2. Like Rem is such an incredible little character and such a great changing the entire map to justify a new hero where some heroes can go in and stuff is such a cool concept that only Valve would do. Like what other dev is going to be like, let's put in a full subway system because of this little rat creature. Like that's hilarious.
I've made this little animal.
So good.
He needs a tunnel. And you're just there like, what? Give him a tunnel. Okay.
I am one of the guys voting that Viper should be able to go down there. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
And Mo and Krill. Yeah. Come on. Their whole thing are being the tunnel rats. It's not fair.
That one does sting. Like, with the Viper one, it's like, sure, you know what? Maybe if they turn her into like a massive basilisk or something, it won't work.
Right.
So
she can't
I'll let
shoot,
him off.
But she can slither.
Right? but Mo and Krill, it's like, bro, I get he's a big mole, but like he should have his own, even additional layer of tunnel. There should be the Mo only tunnel underneath. Like, let him in.
You can't take away the lore, for God's
Where's
sake.
his passive discount, Slacks? He should have had a built-in discount in the shop to his kit, but only if he burrows into the secret mole shop that's underground. That's one for you.
You
Matt.
have been cooking. Jacky, you have been cooking. My God, that's wild. That's a wild one. Jesus. But yeah, I really like the batch of the second heroes. I have to think that, especially with the animations, the Celeste, whoever was animating that chick, was obsessed. Everything in there is just bleeding like love. It's so crazy. But as you would say, though, rather than get new heroes, which I'm very excited for new heroes, obviously, I would love if they could go and actually touch up. Like, they were doing it. They fixed Abrams, Dynamo.
Yep.
Where's the Yamato remodel? I mean, she's and great talent, for God's sakes. Fix those guys. I mean, please. They're hideous. Hideous creatures. But Viper is I'm super excited for. Who are you most excited for remodel? Anyone super excited?
It's weird because I do think in a way I kind of hope they go a little bit more left field with GT. I'm interested to see what they do there. I think you could do a lot with the character and kind of change him a bit now, especially with the newer stuff they've done. Maybe he changes a bit. Keep the lore the same, but just sort of really reinvent how he looks from that sort of thematic standpoint. So I think he'd be fun to see. Yamato, I feel like whatever they do, it'll be fun. Yeah. But that's what I mean, right? Like it'd just be sick to see him redone in some way. I think he's one of the big ones. But it's more interestingly Bebop. I know we spoke about this, I think, last time, right?
Yeah.
And we were just like, it's mad he's got a duck face and looks so out of the blue. But sits he so well. Like he still fits the game somehow. I don't know why. So it's like, I do wonder what they're going to do with that, because I feel like you could do so much. Like he's a scrap golem. Like they must have ideas for, Iron Giant, but he's running on like microwave fumes. Or I don't know.
Yeah. Viscous too. I mean, whatever they end up doing with him. I was not a fan of that. They released some concept art with like the glasses and the hat. I'm sure you're aware of. Yeah. Like the New York tourist. I wasn't feeling that. I think they can do better than that, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Although as excited as I am, my vote is for Viper. By the way, I'm extremely excited to see what they do with Viper because she has my favorite voice actress and all that stuff. Like her. Oh my God, her voice lines are so funny. Yeah. I'm still on the revert McGinnis. Everyone said,
"Oh, really?
Take your time with new McGinnis. Take your time. It's still inferior. All right, old McGinnis was peak. I'm sticking with it. Please give us cosmetics.
Dude, I think all it needs is it just needs a little bit of dirt, a little bit of like the visor back, a little bit of tweaks. I think it's better. I think it's better overall, Slacks. It just needs a little bit of the old school mixed in. That's all.
Oh,
I think that's the way.
Right.
I think that's the way.
This we disagree on. The weapon is good. The outfit's okay, but give me back the visor. Get rid of that bow. That ain't McGinnis. Anyway,
you know what's crazy with that though, right? I do remember as well. That's the one where the visor was such a big part that people fixed. It went up, went down with the ult.
It went up
when
and
she
down.
slid, it went down. It bobbed a little bit.
Right.
Like it was sick.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I think you're right.
I'm
That's the
converting
one
you.
bit we need the visor. Maybe we do just need it back outright. You know, get it back. Where's the visor gone? Rem could use it as a little shield. He'll sit behind the visor. See, there's so much you could do. Yeah, I'd like
so
that
Jacky,
back.
I gotta
mate.
know, what are you spamming out of the new batch? Who's your favorite?
You know what's weird is that you could see I was a Venator enjoyer. I was sat there the
Of
whole
course.
time. I was voting all the time for Venator. Film patch notice, play Street Brawl, vote Venator. Just hoping, right? And I do love him. I think, honestly, for where I really, enjoy Deadlock to its T, it is sort of that feedback of like, oh, I've made a sick play with my aim. Oh, I've really nailed something with movement. Venator's got all that in, dude. They've literally put Quake in the game. It's like, right, you can have a railgun. Your gun is basically just an LG. It just has so much ammo. It hits all the time. You can literally just bounce the... I don't know. It just does so much for me where I'm like, dude, so Counter-Strike nades. I've got a railgun. I can use my movement ability by shooting the floor. Then I've stunned you and punched your head in. So Venator's up there for me. He's a big deal. I love him to bits. But weirdly, it was Silver. I just play Silver all the time. Yeah, I know. I'm constantly... Because it kept giving me Silver, right? And I was like, you know what? Actually, this is sick. I was like, her gun's unreal. I was like, I never die. You start to lose the lane. And it's like, lol, JK, I am a massive werewolf. Not only have I ruined your Guardian, but I've killed you both and then ran away into the sunset. See ya. So yeah, Silver's taken it for me, dude. What about you? What have you been playing?
God, I feel the same way. For me, I'm a big nerder. I love just like the voice lines and stuff and the lore. So I try to play heroes that I genuinely enjoy hearing them talk. So Venator was such a good voice, like such a good everything. And the kit is such a thinking man's kit, like shotgun blast into the wall, shotgun blast into a trap. I've never pulled it off. I'm absolute dog shit with that hero. My last Venator game went so bad, I bought Curse and Knockdown out of shame because I was like 0-14. I was like, at least I could do something.
Not the support Venator. What are you doing, Slacks?
It was bad. It was so bad. Well, that's the good thing about Deadlock, If you suck so much, your entire team's flaming you, just buy Knockdown Curse, guys.
Yeah, true.
You're still doing something. It doesn't matter. All heroes can knock down Curse. Anyway, but no, I really, really, really love Silver's gun. There's just something so meaty about it. It's so good. But I'm an Apollo stan for some reason.
Really?
I hate his character. I think it's so boring.
Oh my God.
Voice. I'm not a fan of the lore, not a fan of anything. But very fun to just run around in like the triple zoop. Really wanted to love Graves. Couldn't get into it.
You know what's weird? That's another one where we're on the other side of the coin again. Because it's like I don't know. I thought I'd hate him. He looked I'll be honest. I grew up in like a real shit part of South London, right? So I was kind of like I was amongst all the ruffians, and it was ruthless out there, right? And then Apollo's obviously he's the epitome of everything we hate there because he's posh and he's from like upper London or something, and he walks in and he's like, oh hello. My name's Apollo. I'm going to stab you now because I'm from Ixia. And you're then like, oh, for God's sake, not this guy again. I just hate his kit. I don't really like the way it interplays, where it feels like it should be a fun sort of movement hero where it rewards like precise timing, a bit of aim, bit of thinking in terms of positioning. But instead it's just like, right, well, I've stabbed you across the map 6 times and I've missed every actual attack, but you've lost all your health and I've healed. Enjoy. And then Atani Low Sand just irritates me because it's like, dude, I'll be round 4 corners. I've got down mid-boss. I've turned into the treasure room. Atani Low Sand. Oh, okay. He's suddenly on top of me. He's blown up the entire lane. I can't damage him. And my team is slowly dying. Yeah, I don't like that. But I do like the way he comes across. As much as I feel like I hate his character for the wrong reasons. You know how Lash is like lovable to hate? And you're like, this guy's a dick, but I love him. Apollo, it's like, oh, this guy is actually just a dick. Like, he's just, so it's weird. I don't know why it appeals to me, but he is just very snobby. He's very, he's up himself. Slacks.
Yeah. But it's great Valve writing, because they could have gone full into the snob, and like a lot of his voice lines and stuff are kind of pseudo humble, you know, like really, really good character. I'm just not a fan of the voice, but I love the gameplay. For me, I love any character where my enemy goes, that's not fair, that shouldn't happen, like in some way. If I don't break the guy I'm facing, it's not worth fighting. That's why I'm not a Haze guy. Like Haze is so simple. You understand why you died, but Apollo kills you from across the map for no reason. You're like, that shouldn't be in the game. That shit gets me. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Phantom striking a Vindicta as Abrams and punching her with one hit in the wall. That shouldn't exist. God bless. Thank you. But yeah, I love characters like that. And I don't know. I thought Celeste was a beautiful model. Great voice. Boring hero in my opinion to play, but there's a lot of people that loved her, especially when she was OP. That's my favorite thing, is when everyone goes in and they play the super OP hero, but who are the ones that stick around, you know? Who's still playing 7? We'll find out down there in the dark. But I've been doing a lot of hero spamming on those, and I can't wait for... Actually, I can wait. I think Deadlock's getting too many character updates too quickly. Let us breathe. Let us take some time. I never complained about patches, you know? It's great. I liked it even when Victor was super broken. Yeah.
So he still is, mate. Aura suffering is still a pain in my backside. I will say, honestly, I mean, that's my own aggression towards Victor. I will have him permanently marked for a banning. I just, mate, he does my head in. I look at him and it's just like, why can you just deal damage even through death? It instantly turns back on. Why does it never turn off, Slacks? That's what irritates me. And, you know, jump starts a whole different story. Unplug him. Get rid of that battery. You know, that's what I'm saying. I've got hatred for Victor. I don't know why. He irks me out of everyone.
Is he your most hated out of anyone? Is that your number one most hated?
I think overall it would be Victor, and then it would be a close second, just because of how much like Brawler Bebops that self-sustain right now are just a real, annoying mess in my life. But yeah, dude, those two, they take the cake for me. They're up there. But I think I eat as well. You know what's sick? I will say, like, even on the subject of kind of the Rem topic, where it's like we got all the new gameplay stuff for him. I think even just his kit innately, it's really weird how they've been able to kind of keep going with this idea we initially had, where it felt like, you know, in Deadlock you kind of didn't need as many defined roles in terms of items. You could kind of freeball it a bit more, right? And do a bit of everything still. I like the fact that as much as his kit is very support-oriented, it's still like, no, okay, he's a completely separate gameplay style in his own way. He is a movement hero with how his abilities interject. He's also just got various layers to him. I like the fact that it feels like you can still do Deadlock stuff and build him in some weird ways, but it's so far removed. And I want more of that as well. I think that is the way to go, where if we are going to get more hero Slacks, I think if we're going at this rate, I hope they take it even further, where we're getting weirder gameplay modifiers that are very removed from what we've got. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just give heroes that play from a slightly different perspective, heroes that are able to kind of operate a bit differently. Like how Graves is kind of like, you know, it appeals to some of the RTS fans because she is a bit more wave pushy and kind of just like, well, I summon a bit. You know, I'm nature's prophet, but I'm really undead and a little bit smelly. So it's, I
you
like
say
that,
this,
dude.
Jackie, but this is how you get shit like Meepo and other like unit heroes.
Exactly,
like,
that's what I want. Give me like a Techies, give me a Meepo. This is what I'm that guy. That's the problem. I'm the one that's throw a few more of them in, because I feel like it really screws everyone's life up because you have to play so differently around them. And I think that's what keeps it fresh. I think that's also why I agree with you on the topic on draft as well. Because if I was playing the same comps every game, I don't think Deadlock would even hit the same. I like the fact that it's like, oh shit, okay, actually got to approach this super differently now because of the people in the lobby, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have to realize that does piss a lot of people off. I think it pisses off more people than people like it. Because your average guy, he wants to come in, play Bebop, and then like, oh, this guy got picked out. Now I can't just kill him, instant kill him. How annoying, right? A lot of people don't like that, whereas the core of a good game is making games for people that do like that. You know, so I don't know what I'm saying here, but it's like, that's where a lot of very popular games, no offense to Valve, but I think that's one of the reasons why League is such a successful game, is because their game design is so shit. Like, people just come in and they're like movement skill, burst skill, movement skill, and this guy plays like every other hero. Like, I can just go in, have fun, it's a game. And I think that's one of Valve's problem is that, and Deadlock's problem is that it's such an incredibly high skill ceiling. You need to know what every character does. You need to know when they're weak. You need to know how to get to them, like movement, everything. It's so high skill, which is why it's such a good game, but I don't know, man. The 16-year-olds, are they downloading Deadlock and playing it? I feel like the only people that this really appeals to are like giga boomers, like 30 and up. Like, this, if this game came out 15 years ago, it would have been the biggest game in the world. But it's like, I don't know if the Subway Surfer kids are into this shit.
I think they are. I think that's the contrary. I think they are. Genuinely, it's like Wu-Tang. Like, it's for the kids. Legitimately, Deadlock is for the kids. Like, it actually is. It's like, you know how everything, right? Trends go around and around, right? Do you remember how we used to have, like, super slick movement, bounce pads, power-ups on the map, arena FPS-style gameplay, right? All of this, these ideas, it felt like gaming kind of evolved past that because Valve were like, right, we've released Half-Life. Go play a narrative-driven, slow game. Everyone starts getting tactical-brained because Counter-Strike builds up popularity. Suddenly you're thinking, man, I just want something fast, something aggressive, something slick. And then Valve come back, 2024. They're like, you know what? We're going to switch it up again. Suddenly everyone's into it again. They're back, Slacks, right? Everyone's thinking, damn, dude, okay, I want to move quick. I want to bounce around. I want to be hitting sick rails. But then they put that MOBA element on top, guised as if it's some sort of third-person hero shooter, but in reality, you're thinking the entire time. You're doing math 24/7. Even though they don't want to do it in school, they've come home and they're doing math and playing Dota, but it's way different and way slicker in movement. That's the bit that I think appeals to the kids. That's what I think it gets them in, because it is so visceral. And it's like, you know, at first they get baited in because they think they're just going through the motions, right? It's just like, oh, it's ADHD. I'm wrecking fools in lane by aiming. I'm bouncing around. I'm dashing everywhere. And they get addicted to it and they love it. But then they learn the sort of the nuance and the elevated levels on top, which I think, you know, we appreciate. Cause it's like from CS, you run the same strat 1,000,000 times in your life, like 30,000 hours of the same executes on Dust 2.
Yeah.
But you know you can do it perfectly because of that experience. You know, similar in Dota, where, like you say, it's like you're monitoring your health, you're monitoring your cooldowns, you're monitoring value in every fight to make sure you get the best situation in that instance. Suddenly they're learning that in Deadlock, dude, and I think it's blown the lid off. I genuinely think this will be gigantic for the youth of gamers. I think Deadlock's the one, Slacks. I think they've nailed it. It's the formula. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I hope so. And, you know, the direction that they're going, it seems like it's in really great hands. It's a lot of passion. These new updates are coming out with the community-driven voting, the new game modes, and they know what they're doing. I just, it's such a hard game. It is such a hard game. And for me, I still cannot wall jump effectively. I'm an animal, and I'm playing in like Phantom and, Turtles lobbies. I can't effing wall jump well. I mean, that's so fucked up. So bad. Please, it's just so hard, man. But I think they'll nail it. I think you are right, and they're super passionate about it, more so than any other one of their titles. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a fun ride so far, and I hope they continue to have this kind of passion. Do you care about updates? Do you thirst for new heroes and all that? I mean, wouldn't you like a nice half a year on this patch where you don't have to update your YouTube channel every single 4 hours, sir? And wouldn't that be nicer?
It depends, man, because I think it's one of the things that I love about that is it feels so weird where it's like with CS, it was even when we got major updates around for like years of my life, sort of, you know, cast to CS being CS videos, you just felt like you never really got any change because we couldn't. Like, you make a major change to CS, right? Everyone would lose their mind. They'd be like, what are you doing? You have slightly changed the the deagle recoil. My brain. Yeah, like it ruins everyone's lives, right? Around the world, you hear like the scream that comes out of people. Whereas with Deadlock, it feels like I find it super refreshing because it is like that new challenge of, oh, okay, this is slightly changed, but this actually knocks on to all of this. This is an indirect buff. I think it makes you ask a lot more questions and sort of ponder stuff a lot more, which as I've got an older mate, I think I appreciate it far more. I like that element of sort of the problem solving and the changes. And also it's something special about sort of, having that drought midway through my life where it was like, oh, Valve aren't really making games, to now where it's like, you're always getting a little something. It's like, oh, Deadlock update. Oh, new little Valve moment. It just makes me happy, dude. So I think I like it for that side. But if we keep going like this for another 4 years, who knows? Maybe it will be kind of time to keep changing visuals, keep changing new elements, but maybe leave some of it as it is.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they are building towards the actual release of the game, which is nice. So they got to keep adding stuff to it and tweaking it. But I don't know. There's this weird thing that's been happening in Dota, at least, where we used to get bi-monthly patches every 3 months or something. Then they're just like, here, stick with this for 9 months, and it's really odd because you really get to dig into characters in such a weird way where someone finds out like, here's a really weird build on this really weird hero, and now everyone's doing it, and then suddenly another hero that no one used is actually good against that one, and it's this interesting evolution. So I'm not saying, stop all the map changing and all the updates visually and giving those old characters redos, but I like a little bit of, some time. Everyone was going crazy waiting for the last Deadlock update. I'm like, please, I can't take this anymore. Like, I get it, and I love the system that they have on it. It's great, but I don't know, Deadlock guys, enjoy yourselves. Have some time. Really smell the flowers. Learn some new stuff. Play Street Brawl 18 hours a day. Figure out new things. But yeah, I don't know. If you had to choose, Jacky, between they do not release a new hero or they finish all cosmetic stuff, redo all heroes, redo the map, it is 100% done. Would you rather they keep working on heroes or keep it do the the beauty?
Ooh. You know what's hard is I'm in two minds of it, because I feel like on one hand, if they keep going with the road they're going, where they're clearly just sort of, like you said, they're just vibing it, and everyone in the office is able to be like, I really want to make this, I'm passionate about this. I think that's why now we've had two batches of, the original heroes were so far removed in the time scale, right? Where like these two batches, even Hero Labs aside, I think this is where they've really been cooking and they've been making sort of what they want. I think we should let them keep going with this right now, because then they'll have a better understanding of where, if they go back, things should be. Even from a visual standpoint of like these new characters they're making, I feel like they're fleshing out the universe a bit more, as Deadlock should be in 2026, right? Because it feels like it's still changing so much, sort of the identity of the game. So yeah, I think it's for the best. They keep going at the rate of random hero drops now and then. Maybe we don't need 6 at a time. Honestly, even if we had a vote off where we get one and then we get the other one in like a couple weeks later, like they bait you like, oh, you'll never actually get Crystal Cola. It's going away. Here he is anyway. We added him a month later. I think that would be okay.
Valve's serious with that shit.
Yeah, it's scary.
Valve, one time in TF2, they said vote Pyro or Heavy update. They voted Pyro. That was 15 years ago. Heavy still has not gotten an update. All right, they were like, you chose it, assholes. You'll never see it.
It's your own fault.
That's your fault.
That's what you get.
They are serious. I think their dev cycle is really good, and I love the communication that they have with the community as well. It's not like you have someone going onto a cringe webcam. It's like, hey there, Deadlockers. Today we're going to do fire raid. It's just, I got Yoshi posting, I hate Bebop, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's great. Very, very great way that they communicate right now, in my opinion.
I know. I think it's on the pulse of the game massively, and you can see like it's really struck a chord with different people, and I think it's let a lot of people sort of make new friendships through the game and stuff like that as well, and have sort of a hub to like, oh, I'm making fan art. You know, I've met friends through the Discord. They're playing the game. I think it's opened a lot of doors in that way, where it just, I don't know, we never really had anything like that. I know they tried it a little bit, right, with like what was it, Artifact as well. They had a Discord, and some of the other games they were hanging out. Yeah, I know you're a big fan.
My baby.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
We'll always have that.
So positive.
Yeah,
we will. You say it's positive, but one of the things I've been reading on the Deadlock Reddit is that they think Deadlock has a toxicity problem. Now, I come from the most toxic game in the world, so to me, it's, Deadlock vacation whenever I go on there. But what do you think? Do you think it's toxic right now in the world of Deadlock with communication and people, or...
I think there's way more good than bad. I think there's way more good than bad, if I'm honest. Like, again, it's kind of the same vibe, dude. Like, grew up playing CS, went to LANs, having people scream, like, you're dog shit, just in my face, and you're like, all right, well, I am winning, though, So I think it's kind of water off a duck's back, where it feels like in terms of the kind of the good around the community and the way people are like, for the general most part, everyone's really supportive. They're all doing their own bits. You can see there's a good sort of underlying sentiment throughout everyone that sort of wants to play the game. But yeah, obviously the thing is, people forget it's a competitive game. You're absolutely going to load in and get two different people that scream at you the minute they're unhappy. That guy's just come home for work. He's so mad, and this is his catharsis. He will load up as 7 and he will scream at you for an hour. But the good bit is in Deadlock, at least I can just mute him and then talk to the rest of the team, and just be like, right, okay, someone tell the crazy 7 mid-boss now, and just do it that way. So I think it's fine. I think, you're never going to avoid that level of toxicity and kind of sort of the bad sides, but I think it does outweigh it with the good, sort of the general sort of positivity of the game. I think it's up there, dude. I think, they've struck a fine balance, but I really don't know if you'll ever have the answer to stop it in the server, especially not in any MOBA-esque game, right? People are just too angry. They've got 5 other people to blame. That's so many people they could blame.
Absolutely. I mean, there's got to be somebody to blame, or else you have to take that on yourself, and that's simply impossible. But I mean, it's tough, especially no. In a game like, MOBAs, you can't get better without learning mistakes. That's the only way to get better, is to find out they should have done this and they didn't, so let's punish it. Or this guy's out of position and stuff. But that's like the double-edged sword. If you can recognize mistakes, you can't unlearn mistakes unless you're Jacky and it's like something on the wall and you can't visually remember it.
Just delete it immediately.
Yeah, no. So it's this double-edged sword that just breeds toxicity, because you can't get better unless you can see when other people are doing bad things, in your own opinion, and half the time you're wrong anyway. So it just makes people crazy. But I have to agree with you. I feel like, as a toxic person myself, self-prescribed and loving it, that is me. I love flaming people for fun when I can't win a game. Someone has to suffer. If it can't be my enemies, then it must be my allies. I cannot end the game without someone suffering. No, I think it's actually not that bad. I've seen games much worse, but I was interested if it was just my, tainted perception as a, degenerate freak. So, good to know you think that there's good in this world of Deadlock. I believe so, too. It's a nice mesh of guys from, not saying this is a bad thing, more casual games, shooters, and more casual fun times, joining in with the most try-hard, psychotic communities out there, and pushing out something new. So it's great.
Oh yeah, it's a very unhelpful blend, Oh yeah, dude. One day it'll be perfect, and then every game will be amazing, and we'll have reached the promised land of Deadlock. Surely, why wouldn't
it's always going to be shit? It's always going to be shit. I'm sorry to say this. That's a Valve staple. Matchmaking and community management stuff is shit. But we will see. They're doing their best. It's a really weird situation. But what can you do?
We'll get there one day. Oh, mate. All right, well, this was good. It's always a pleasure to get to hang out. I know you're a busy man today. You got a lot going on. You got to get back out there to the Cursed Apple, get some bits sorted out. So before we
I'm in a game right now. So
yeah, he's already loaded in. But before I let you go, then, brother, I suppose quick last round. We'll throw in one of these. So between us, we can now effectively create a street brawl team just from our cosplays.
Oh.
Where do we go
Okay.
next? Where are we going next, Slacks? What's on the docket? What are you thinking? What should we do our next duo cosplay? Should we do Mo and Krill together?
Dude, that would be sick. That would be sick. A Mo and Krill would be awesome. I was thinking about getting super fat and going for Dynamo. That'd be great.
Ooh.
Obesity just for Dynamo. But I don't know. Let's see. God, you think they'll ever redo Shiv? And Shiv's easy. He's just red pants and a white shirt. You
red
could do
jacket.
A very good Shiv.
Yeah,
you could do an incredible Shiv if you wanted to. Once they make him more beautiful. But I don't know. That's a toughie.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that one. There's so many good characters now, huh?
Dude, I've been thinking I might go for a Mirage next. I feel like I've got, I've been blessed with
pull it off.
I've got the face shape. I've got the beard and all right. So what I've been doing, Slacks, I've been going to the local park and I stand on top of this hill. Obviously, it's the Netherlands, so there's no hills, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel like the king of the world. The whole country can see me. And I just stand there and I just scream, for the chin! I've been doing this for weeks now. Yeah, so the minute those Deadlock events roll around, dude, that's how I'm going to get them. I'm going to come out as Mirage, tornado the crowd, and then immediately scream for the gin.
Good on you, man. You know what? When they finally arrest you, I will pay your bail. Let's see it. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for doing the hard work out there screaming. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could do a viscous. I'll just paint myself green and run around naked.
Cover yourself in jelly. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids will love it. Absolutely. All right.
It's like a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
Yes.
Oh, God. All right, that's good.
Cube.
Yeah.
Right, thank you so much. Great show, sir. Keep supporting Deadlock. Keep up your... Can I have a moment here? This crazy son of a biscuit... Every single time. When those new heroes were coming out, it was like 2 hours later. This guy has all their abilities and shit. What is wrong with you? But keep up the quality. Nobody has the quality content that you have for this game right now. You're literally carrying when it comes to goobers like me who only play Abrams, learning everything about everyone. So thank you for what you do. Keep making fantastic content. Keep carrying the community. And you're a blessing. Thank you so much for all that you do.
I appreciate it, bro. I'll pass the message on to Davey. Davey? Bloody hell, that's my old CS duo. Daisy. God, that was an overlap of time zones. Not the Canadian Splice player, but of course Daisy. And let her know, man, because I really do appreciate that. It's so fun making all this stuff. And it's always fun getting to talk to you. But that's it. We're going to kick you out. We're going to get you back on the streets, in the REM tunnels, and let you get back to work. Hope you enjoyed the show, everyone, from me and Slacks. Hopefully, we'll see you in a year's time when Deadlock gets even crazier. See you later.
Bye.